Welcome back, everybody. My name is Kenny Cormody from the YouTube channel Meyer Gun Reviews, and today we're taking another look at the Diana Stormrider PCP in 22 caliber. I did view this gun once before and I found it to be defective, unusable. I sent it back. At this time I not only reviewed the gun, but I did a little fix to it. This gun cost $199.99 most places. So I'm going to be looking at a lot of sub $300 PCPs. This is a sub $200 PCP, and I call it the Mighty Mite. This gun only weighs 5 pounds. And it's something there 38.5 inches long, so it's very short, very light, very easy to carry out in the woods. Let's take a quick close-up look at the gun. Here's your muzzle brake and your front blade sight, your unprotected fill port, blued steel barrel, 19 inches long as reported, 100cc fill chamber, very nice wood stock. Your single action trigger and your cross bolt safety, your receiver, everything is very nicely finished. You can see it's got a dovetail mount on top, and the rest of the stock. Raised cheek piece for a right-handed shooter only, rubber butt pad. And here on the bottom of the gun is your fill pressure gauge. Now, they claim this gun at 26 foot-pounds of muzzle energy, shooting 22 caliber pellets. Okay, this gun will generate a lot more power than that shooting a heavier pellet. I don't know why they don't advertise it as such, but the first time I reviewed this gun, I believe we got a maximum muzzle energy of 31.97, and this time around this gun generates 30.76 foot-pounds muzzle energy, for a peak. And shooting the JSB Exact Jumbo Monster 25.39 grain pellet, this gun averaged about 29 foot-pounds muzzle energy, and like I said, the fastest shot was about 30.76, so there was several shots in there that were above 30 foot-pounds of muzzle energy. Now, oddly enough, I found that with this gun, the most accurate pellet was actually the Crosman Premier Hollow Point. It had a high of 25.8 foot-pounds muzzle energy shooting the Crosman Premier Hollow Point, and an average of 23.4. I believe Pyramid Air did, with their calculations, calculated that the muzzle energy shooting the JSB Exact Jumbo Heavy 18.13. Okay, now there is a lot to like about this gun. It comes with a single shot tray, and in the 22 caliber it comes with a 7-shot rotary magazine. I've got 2 magazines for it actually. So Pull the hammer back, and this is your single shot tray. There is a little magnet right here and a edge on the forward end, so you just, with that edge forward, slide it in and insert your pellet, close your bolt, ready to fire. And for the magazine, you have the same edge here and the same little magnet that holds it in place. Just press that in there, put your bolt forward, and I've got no pellets in this one right now, so the bolt won't go forward, but it's very easy. Now, this gun comes with a single stage trigger, and I've found it to be an excellent trigger. This one, 5 pulls average 1 pound, 9.5 ounces. That's very light. If you want a light, easy to carry hunting rifle, this is definitely it. Sub $200, you get about 30 shots per fill, and the only thing I don't like about it carrying in the woods is the fill port is unprotected. But you know, for $16.95 to $19.95, you get yourself an extra magazine, and you know, for hunting in the woods, 14 shots should get you most of what you're going after. And I would really like to use this gun as a hunter. It's scopable with your 11mm dovetail mounts. For most scopes, you're going to have to remove the front sight, and I know you're curious as to how you remove the front sight. Here is a second barrel band that's been added. It's identical to the original one that comes on it, and your rear sight has a elevation screw. You just take that screw out, or thread it all the way out, and then just take a small flat face punch or screwdriver and a light tap hammer, and just tap it forward, and it'll scoot off the dovetail rail. And that's how you remove your front sight for mounting a scope. On this one, I've got a Hudson Optima 3 to 12 by 50mm AO scope, which I think works very well suited for this gun. It does not have any scope stop pins on it, but this gun has no recoil. You don't need that. So whether you're going to use the open sights or a scope, it is very good for carrying out in the woods. Now, the reason I returned the first one was the pellets just did not want to go into the breech. The barrel did not line up, and the gun shot all over the place. There really was no accuracy, and I attributed that to not having a second barrel band. Now, as you can see, I have got a second barrel band mounted on this, and that made a big difference. Now, I'm going to show you a 20-yard accuracy test shooting a couple of different pellets, H&N Terminator and the JSB Exact Jumbo Monster pellets. And you can see, especially with the JSB Jumbo Monsters, how far off it was from being accurate. So let's take a look at that. Okay, then I brought the gun in, and after I came in, I put the barrel band on. So let's take a look at putting the barrel band on. Okay, now we're going to see if we can get this thing a little more stable shooting by adding a barrel band to the front of the barrel. Okay, on this barrel band, on the bottom, there is a set screw. The blunt end is facing out. Turn that out, turn it around, and put the blunt end in first. So you've got your adjustment, and we'll go from there. And also we have the set screw on the top to tighten it up. Okay, that's tight. Now note that there is no notch to align that front sight, so you'll have to kind of trial and error that. But it's straight up and down, and when we put this long Allen wrench in, it's perfectly vertical, so we should be right where we need to be. Okay, let's go out and try this again. Okay, after I mounted the barrel band, it was a pretty windy day, and it was getting colder and getting ready to rain, so I didn't do any more shooting that day, so I just sat down and started shooting pellets at 12 yards to see which ones seemed to be accurate. And lo and behold, the very first pellet I shot was the most accurate. And believe it or not, it was the Crosswind Premier Hollow Point 14.3 grain. And I was getting very good accuracy with most of the pellets I was shooting. So when it was time to redo the accuracy test, I used the, at 20 yards for the accuracy test, I did the Crosswind Premier Hollow Points, the H&N Terminators again, and the JSP Jumbo Exact Monsters. And I didn't do a real good job with the Terminators, but it looked like it was a big shot pattern, but actually the overall pattern was only 0.68 inches. And if you take away the one that I pulled way high, it was only 0.42 inches. Now the Crossman Premier hollow points, my very first shot was off, if you want to call it off. And that made it a 3.23 inch shot pattern. But you eliminate that first shot where I goofed up a little bit, it was a 0.15 inch shot pattern. 4 pellets basically through the same hole. And with the JSB Jumbo Exact Monsters, that one also, my very first shot was way high again. But you eliminate that one shot, and the other 4, even though on camera it looked a little bigger because of tearing of the paper, you measure from where the pellet went in, and 4 shots were a 0.3 inch pattern, and with the first shot that was high was a 0.58 inch pattern, which is very good, especially when you consider, the good shots. 0.15 inch pattern, 0.3 inch pattern, and even the 0.42 you could cover with a dime. So let's take a look at that second 20-yard accuracy test. Okay, now this gun with the added barrel band is a very good shooter. I wish I could have taken it out to 50 yards. It would have been interesting to see. But at 20 yards, it was just what you call a tack driver. You could see in the second 20-yard accuracy test how much higher the gun was shooting, because the barrel band is now supporting the barrel. It's not drooping down. So that went from shooting below center on the targets to shooting well above center on the targets. So I did not correct that because I wanted you to see how much difference it made putting the second barrel band on it. This barrel band is available from Air Venturi. Air Venturi is the official importer of the Diana air guns, and they are actually located inside Pyramid Air. So this barrel band is available from Air Venturi for $14.95 plus shipping, and that's a decent investment to make a good gun into a great gun, and you don't got to worry about what you're doing to your barrel because it becomes very stable. So for a sub $200 gun, it's a tack driver, it's got a lot of power, and I call it the Mighty Mite because that's exactly what it is. It's probably one of the smallest air guns on the market, and one of the more powerful sub $200, sub $300 guns. I'm going to look at a lot of the sub 300 ones, and this one falls in that category. It's sub 200. So if you buy this for $199.99, for $19.95 you can get yourself an extra rotary magazine, and for $14.95 you get your barrel band on there to stabilize that front barrel, and you're still well under $250 with the gun all equipped with everything you need. And like I say, I would like to see them get some kind of cap for this fill port, especially for traipsing around in the woods. Well, as far as the power numbers go, I did shoot a 10-shot string of the Crosswind Premiers over the Crony, and I did a 10-shot string of the JSB Exact Jumbo Monsters. And as far as noise goes, this gun is a little bit on the loud side for shooting in a backyard. With the Crosswind Premier Hollow Points, had a high of 97.8 decibels, and shooting the JSB Exact Jumbo Monsters had a high of 98 decibels. It's a little bit on the loud side for the backyard. It's doable, but if you're in an urban or suburban area, it might get your neighbor's attention. So I'd say it's a little bit loud for being backyard friendly, but definitely not a problem when you're traipsing out through the woods. If you're going for squirrels or rabbits or even raccoons with this one, you could very easily take down a raccoon with this one. It's a very good rifle for carrying out in the woods. Anyway, my name is Kenny Cormandy, and thank you for watching.